Welcome to the channel. For today's video, we will show you what we consider the top 5 best new anime series that will premiere next year, 2024. We will only consider new series, as sequels will be featured in another video. Number 5. Quality Assurance in Another World. Kono Sakai wa Fukanzen Sugiru. Created by Masamichi Sato, will premiere in the second half of 2024, 100 Studio and Studio Palette. Of course, there had to be an isekai this season, but will we get a Re:Zero or a Mushoku Tensei? This genre has grown in popularity in recent years, and although there are common elements in all the titles, you never really know what to expect. This title is a breath of fresh air because it approaches the world of video game quality controllers in a fun yet highly critical way of this profession. Without going into too much detail and avoiding spoilers, the story begins with Nicola, a young woman from the Kingdom of Bale. Along with other villagers, she's attacked by dragons and saved at the last moment by Haga, a young man described by the villagers as someone belonging to the king's prosecutors, a group of elite adventurers who wander the kingdom investigating strange phenomena. However, it's not quite like that, and Haga hides some secrets. Full of dark humor, turning some situations upside down, the story tosses out the stereotype of a strong male lead with a harem, as Haga is a completely normal person who suffers from motion sickness and takes his job way too seriously. Number 4. Delicious in Dungeon, Donjon Meishi, created by Ryoko Kui, will premiere in January 2024. Studio Trigger. How about a more adult series in the seinen genre that blends fantasy and comedy with an intriguing plot? From the same studio that brought us some big hits like Cyberpunk Edgerunners and Kill la Kill, this series is eagerly anticipated by manga fans and anime enthusiasts. The plot of this captivating story revolves around Laios, a young adventurer, and it begins when he and his companions suffer a humiliating defeat at the hands of a dragon. This takes place deep within a dungeon. They lose everything. Their provisions and all their money are left behind. To make matters worse, one of their comrades is left behind and captured by the dragon. Filled with courage, they are determined to rescue their comrade, but there's a serious problem. They lack the resources for this rescue mission. This is where the series sets itself apart from the others. Suddenly, Laios comes up with an alternative solution. What if, instead of barging in with weapons drawn, we eat the monsters along the way? And so, with their survival on the line, they embark on this mission where none of the exotic dungeon monsters will be safe from the gastronomic and voracious appetites of Laios and his companions. Number 3. Chained Soldier, Matoseihe no Sureibu. Created by Takahiro and Yohei Takamura, will premiere in January 2024, 7 Arcs Studios. We're in the middle of a meal. How about a shonen with a harem twist? It's always a good choice, of course. First and foremost, we have to mention that the creator of this work is the same one who brought us Akame ga Kill. Not convinced yet? Let's dive into it. At the same time that portals to different dimensions known as Mado start appearing all over Japan, a new resource called Peaches emerges, granting unique abilities, but only to women. There are also monsters called Yomotsu Shuki that roam the Mato. To combat them, the government forms an elite group of women endowed with unique abilities, Anti-Demon Corps. Enter Yuki Wakura, a student who gets lost at the entrance of one of the Mato on his way home. When he finds himself in a bind, he is saved by the leader of the 7th unit of the Anti-Demon Corps, Kyuka Uzen. Recognizing Yuki's potential, Kyuka asks him to join her as her slave, a position that may be more pleasant than Yuki initially thinks. Number 2. Kaiju Number 8, Kaiju 8 Go. Created by Naoya Matsumoto, will premiere in April 2024. Production IG Studios. Kaijus. What are those? Ah, they're those monsters that come from another dimension and devour humans as if they were cattle. It sounds promising. What sets this shonen story apart is that it features a protagonist who is already 32 years old, which is older than the typical teenage and student protagonists. To start, Japan is the country with the highest rate of kaiju emergence in the world. The city of Yokohama has the highest rate in the country. That's where we find the main character, Kafka Hibino, a 32-year-old man who works in the cleanup unit that arrives after battles with kaijus. One day, while Kafka is inside a kaiju's intestines doing his job, an event occurs that will change his life forever. It's worth mentioning that Kafka is one of the childhood friends of Mina Ashiro, one of the main captains of the anti-kaiju unit, and Kafka's lifelong dream and goal have always been to join this unit and fight alongside his friend. This story is very well written, with many plot twists and situations that will have you rolling on the floor with laughter. The development may seem slow, but each character gets their moment to shine. Before we reveal number 1, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, leave your comment, activate notifications to stay up to date with the latest news, and subscribe to the channel. Number 1. Solo Leveling Nihonjaman Rebelliop, created by Chugong, will premiere in January 2024. A1 Pictures Studios. We've reached number 1. And in true Asian fashion, in a ranking of Japanese productions, the top spot belongs to a South Korean. Let's try to explain the plot without giving away too many spoilers, but once again, certain isekai elements will be present. In this world, certain portals have spread throughout the entire world, giving access to alternate dimensions. At the same time, supernatural powers awaken among humans, enabling them to combat the monsters that emerge within these alternate dimensions. As a result, these humans become known as hunters and are classified on a ranking scale, ranging from letter E to letter S. Consequently, agencies emerge, and the career of a hunter becomes quite lucrative. The protagonist of the story, Sungjin Woo, is a hunter who belongs to the lowest rank possible, E, extremely weak and incompetent, earning the nickname Weakest Hunter in the World. However, he continues to persevere to help his sick mother and younger sister. One day, while accompanying a group to clear a D-rank dungeon, something happens that forces him to make a choice that will change his life forever. Compared to some with Sword Art Online, Solo Leveling is a story that will surprise you with its art and well-executed world-building, an interesting power scale, and some intense encounters between the hunters. And we've reached the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your feedback in any way you prefer. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.